someone, my friends, that she had come for came up to her and was like, "Oh, how was la 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 la?" And she looked at me and she's like, "Oh, how did they know about you?" And that's like what I'm really trying to refrain, like being the creepy lady that's like,
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. It's 10 o'clock, so we're going to be very respectful of your time. We've asked Tiffany Howard with Reliant Energy to join us today, and she would thank you for bringing Main Street Tacos, number one. So everybody gives me tacos. Okay, yes. This is Tiffany. Tiffany and I have been working together. I don't even know how long. It's been years, probably close to, probably maybe 10.
Oh,
since I was at Reliant.
Okay,
Yeah, so that's how long. But great stuff. Tiffany, the floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you all so much for having me. I always like to start off with gratitude. Thank you, Brian, for the opportunity. I just made 11 years on June the 3rd, so it's probably been about 10 years. So, and good morning to you, everyone on the lens. And once again, my name is Tiffany Howard, and I'm with Reliant Energy. And I am here to help build relationships. We're all in the business to build relationships. I like to first help you guys first before I, have an experience with your clients. So I see a lot of familiar faces here, Tasha and Clarissa, and I just, like I say, it's all about building relationships. And when you guys have your lenders, you have your inspectors, you have your whole team, I would like to be added to their team as an added value service as well for your utilities. So whenever you think of utilities, think of Tiffany Howard, your home girl. Okay, because Reliant, because Reliant just don't want to power your homes. We also want to protect your homes. So anything, electricity, internet, security, think of me as Tiffany Howard to send me a text. I would like for you all to please scan this. So I'll speak on this here in just a moment. This is our referral program that Brian and I were speaking about. So first thing I do, it is electricity. So if you see your flyer here, we actually have some new flyers. I'll send out. They sent them yesterday. So I'll send you guys the new flyers as well, so you can attach for your buyer's package as well. And so the first thing I do, of course, is electricity. We have affordable rates that are not available to the general public. So whenever I say call Tiffany, call me, because I was just speaking with him. The rates that if you were to call customer service or if you were to go online, you would not receive the same price. So you guys get exclusive pricing for going through me. It's same day service for your client, or we can schedule 60 days out. Okay, and it's also residential and commercial. So I handle the residential side. If you guys have any commercial, please text me, send them over to me, and I'll send them over to our commercial team, and we'll be able to help you guys get that set up. Okay, and then the next thing is our internet. So internet, of course, is through local providers. Here in the Metroplex, we have AT&T and Spectrum. But if you guys have clients that are like in rural areas, then my internet specialist will be able to assist you with connecting the internet with. So we want, once again, Reliant wants to be full service for you and your clients. And then the last thing we do is our security. We have partnered with Vivid, and Vivid is one of the industry leaders in home automation. When Reliant took over, when NRG took over Vivid, it is amazing. Like, we have deals out this world. So just once again, tell your clients to call me, because we're giving this system away 90% off for going through me. And then we actually, for homeowners, you guys get to offer your client a free service, just free doorbell camera and a free thermostat for only homeowners through bill. They have to be homeowners. It can't be renters, because renters move in 12 months or 6 months. But homeowners, we're offering a free service so you can share once again with your clients. Call who? Call me. So yeah, you have to call me to get all these exclusive rates. And once again, guys, I just want you guys to pass that baton to me, know that I will take care of your clients. I love what I do. Once again, I have been here for 11 years. And if your client is in a contract with another provider, they have a good rate, I will not change it. I will place them on my calendar and call them when their plan expires. So I'm all about integrity. So if they have something good, they're going to keep it. I'll tell them to keep it. And I've had people say, you know what, Tiffany? I like your service. I want to switch to you. I've had people to do that. So I was like, okay, all right, I'll take it. But my favorite part about what I do is our rewards program. You guys, I see some.
It's on the screen here.
Yeah, okay, I see some gentlemen here. So you guys have to put the guys in here. I call it the sheet money. I always encourage the men to give it to their wives. Okay. I've been married 12 years. I'm like, I always give that money. So you give it to your wife for the sheet money. And so you guys can earn up to $375 just by being confident and referred to me. Okay, so each electricity referral, if you see your flyer here, is $75. And each security referral install, they have to be installed, is $300. So we have an online shopping mall. It's like Amazon, like a mini Amazon, but most of my agents just go on there and purchase the Visa gift cards. I've had people to buy double ovens, vacuum cleaners. I had a lady to buy a golden doodle for her dog. Yes, seriously. And the funniest story I had was one of my agents came up to me and said, "Tiffany, I just bought for the day." Yes. So hey, so I get funny stories all the time, but I just want you guys to know that I'm here for you and your clients. I want to be that extra tool in your bucket to help you just help fulfill all your clients' needs. That's what I would like to do. So I'm here. I'm available. Please take my phone is blowing up right now. I have like orders. I'm like, oh Lord. So, but I would just look forward to helping you guys. I look forward to earning your business. And I'm here, utilities, anything utility, electricity, internet, and security. And please note that the city utilities are done through the city, but I provide that for your clients. I let them know. Sometimes I sit on the phones, I'll walk them through it. Because I have some people that just, that's a little afraid to do stuff. So I hold their hand and help them set up that water because I can't provide their personal information to the city. And then a lot of times they need their closing documents as well.
And I'll put all this in Slack and follow up today, so you guys
Here's my
can
number. Here's my
please add her to your contacts and
Please do. I look forward to helping.
an email that you
Service
send
over here.
before you close. Just send out an email that says, "Hey, I've got somebody that can connect everything for you." That's the way that I do it. And
Yes.
then I ask them if they want to use Reliant. Yes, we would be glad to talk to them.
Mhm.
And then I text Tiffany and say, "Hey, here's the client. Give them a call."
And even if they don't want to use Reliant, I can still help with internet and security. So if they're in a co-op like you, I still can help with the other utilities as well. Okay? And so I highly recommend you guys scanning this. This way I can send you all of the, I can send all of these flyers to you and then you'll have this portal. This will be your online shopping mall here. You're already in there.
But I might be.
I may need to update it. Yes.
Oh, no,
I need to update it. I need to update it.
Should I do that?
Just text me and I'll.
Do I need to create an account?
Yes, ma'am. Please sign in. I'm just gonna send me this is the best way to refer to me. It's here. You can put all your notes in there and everything. You already have your.
I'm doing the Slack follow up, so I'm gonna take a picture of
Okay.
this in Slack too.
Does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions?
Our office does that, it is under space.
You might have to select other until I get them to add. Hi, Patty.
Y'all, she's great. I've used her for years.
Thank you so much. Anybody have any questions for me?
Send me if that rate's still available.
Yes. Look, I'm going to go grab my laptop just for you. Well,
I had her look at my.
it's not on there. You might have to select
Bill.
other for the
Yeah, 21 cents. She thinks she'll get it tonight.
And then it says mover.
Tiffany.
I just, sorry, I scrolled
Patty,
right
you're in
past.
there. You probably have a board.
I have a lot of rewards.
Have you checked your, you could have used it on your vacation. You just went
I
on.
know. It's my fun money that I pretend is not there.
There you go.
Tiffany, thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
Can we say thank you, please?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for your time.
Thank you for breakfast. We appreciate it so much.
Absolutely.
I'll let you go do. Good.
Can I steal him away?
Yep. Okay, I'll come back to you when you get back.
Only because I have, sorry.
I'll be right here.
You want to do it right now? Yeah. Do it right now. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and do your thing right now.
All right.
Jump out.
Announcements. I have an announcement and a personal mission that I decided like yesterday. So we have like 60 something Google reviews, and I want to get that to 110 in the next like 3 or 4 weeks. I was looking at it and like we haven't done a good job of asking for Google reviews. We haven't gotten very many in a long time, but it's like the #1 thing you can do for SEO. So I told the leadership team like I want just internally, even before like asking clients and stuff, I think we can get it to like 110. So I was looking at like Jimmy has never left a review, Lauren hadn't left a review, Brian hadn't left a review. So I told our leadership team, I was like, everyone has to write at least 1 review and ask your spouse or your mom or your dad. So as Brian left and immediately got 3 reviews yesterday, and so I got inspired, so I messaged my mom and dad, and they both wrote us reviews. So all that being said, I am going to ask in this meeting, or if I can ask next meeting, and then I'm going to personally hound every single person. If you don't, I'm having like a little spreadsheet I've made, and I'm going to track it. So everybody on the team has to generate at least 2 reviews. So spouse, sister, brother, mom. But if you scan this right here, or I'll put the link in Slack too. It'll literally just open up a thing. You don't have to click anything. It's just like, write your review. Give us 5 stars. So do it from your Gmail or personal account. Don't do it from your TikTok. But write us a 5-star review. So just know I'm gonna ask for this, and I will track everybody down at some point. That's my ask. So scan it, send it to your mom, send it to your dad, send it to your husband.
Thank you, Jamie. All right, very good. Okay, so next week, 9:45, we've got Callie Mutchler and Alamo Tyler will be here with us for next Wednesday's meeting. Don't forget that the docent training is available. Are you still enjoying it?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm going to ask you every week because I think I don't know anybody else that's going through it. Jana said she kept meaning to do it, but I don't know if she ever opened it up or not. Victoria, who has joined us today, blessed us with her presence, is going to be out of the office from the 9th to the 20th of July. So we're going to try to make it so that she doesn't have to work while she's on vacation. So if you have something, please get it in earlier, as early as you can. Like if you're thinking 7, think 10 or 12 days in advance. That way she can get done on the 8th, and she still has time at the end of the month to get things finished when she gets back. If we can just, because you're going to be Hawaii.
I'll be in Hawaii, so I'll be 5 hours behind Central Standard Time. So I'll be kind of not like when you guys are like at lunch, I'll just be waking up, and then by the time I'm sitting down in the evenings, it'll probably be 1 o'clock in the morning here. So it'll be a little bit of, not quite on the same. I'll be on island time.
So if you can, please get your stuff in early for July. Just keep that in the back of your head. Hey, we need to get that done. And Reach Out is back up. I did check again this morning. So it wasn't Reach Out's problem. It was Salesforce and their back end office that had the problem. Congrats to our first 2 cappers who both showed up today. Miss Patty has capped, and Taja, who was here a minute ago. Yeah. Tasha capped. So congratulations to our first 2 cappers.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Town hall's coming up at the end of the month, so it's 2 weeks from tomorrow, the 27th. We're gonna get that booked next week, so we'll tell you where it is for next week's meeting. Jimmy?
Somewhere inside.
Okay. Yeah, it could be end of June can get hot.
Yeah, we're thinking like we did bowling last summer. I feel like that was a hit. So we're
enjoyed that.
That's a, I don't know.
So it's on a Friday this time, right?
Thursday.
It's 27.
That's a Friday.
Okay, well, it's 6:26.
26. Let's, yes.
I'll fix that later.
But if you guys-
6:26.
If anybody has like a strong opinion on another thing to do activity wise.
Maybe we should go to one of those construction rooms.
Yeah.
Destruction room before you destroy stuff?
Yeah, like stuff and you go and you break plates,
Oh, really?
I think really good content.
like hit TVs and baseball bat.
It is expensive.
I mean, like, how expensive? Like,
I think it's like $40 per person.
I mean, I would probably chip in for my own way. I've just been needing an excuse to
Is it,
go.
can you bring your own stuff to destroy?
What should I were gonna do?
No, you literally, they give you a suit and goggles and you go into a free done room.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
There is one right around here.
I'm sure they give us a group rate.
I mean, guys, I can take y'all down to like the junkyard. We can just like,
I'll go arrested for vandalism.
Somebody could buy a fixer-upper house, we just.
yeah.
We'll go
just-
demos
demo.
together.
Do demo together.
It's so fun to go demo a house.
That would be, okay, that's a good idea.
You guys find your next fixer upper. Yeah. And then we'll all go in and just.
That would be pretty dang fun. Okay, that's on the list of good ideas. I like that.
Okay, so at 11 o'clock, I'm going to be going through my seller weekly follow-up plan, my Google Doc system, and I've actually got it very precise as far as instructions on how to do it. So I hope that you guys will stick around at 11 o'clock for that. Victoria, transaction notes with Victoria.
I just have a couple of just things that I've come across. When you submit a CDA request, okay, I go through it, I review everything, and then I say, hey, you're good, I've sent your CDA, right? So everything's good, title has your CDA. Then let's say something happens after that point, okay? And your price changes. Well, I don't know that because my workflow has closed at that point because, hey, I'm like, Patty's good, Clarissa's good, title has her CDA, I'm good, until closing, then I'll circle back with your title officer for a final CD. Well, if the price changes, it's not my process because I've closed the deal on my end to be like, hey, I wonder if anything's happening in Clarissa's deal. I don't do that. I'm done. So if the price changes, I need you to let me know after the fact if your CDA has been sent. Even though, let's say you uploaded an amendment and you clicked notify office, it's not part of the process once your CDA has been sent, just for me to be like, I wonder what's happening in the deal. Does that make sense?
Because message office doesn't send you a notice.
It does not send me a notification, unfortunately. ReChat, we've asked every which way, they don't send admins notifications. So even though you're like, well, I've uploaded the amendment and I clicked notify office, I have no idea. So not a problem. Happy to change the CDA for you. Just Slack me or email me or text me and be like, hey, my price changed. I'm going to need a new CDA. And that should pretty much kind of fix that.
Cool.
That's it. Yeah, nothing.
Easy fix there. Excellent.
So message office is not really the best way to communicate with you for anything.
No, message office, the only thing that's helpful, like let's say you do submit a CDA request and let's say, we obviously have seller's disclosure marked as required in a ReChat. You could say, hey, it's an estate or something. That's why I don't have a seller's disclosure. If you want to leave me a note as to why something's not there or, hey, third party financing, it's all cash. But no, like aside from communication, Slack me, text me, email me. That'll just be the easiest way. Because message office, it's really, I'd almost argue it's more of like just a strict communication to like for me to write you a note about the document or vice versa, but not to be like, hey, here's what's going on in my deal and this is what's going to be happening. Just Slack or email me those like fine details. That'll be the best way, unfortunately.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Okay, let's hit the market update. So in May, the total number of listings topped 1 million homes for the first time since before the pandemic. In April, the total value of homes for sale surged to a record $698 billion, which is up 20% from last year. The Mortgage Banker Association weekly survey reported that mortgage applications continue to exhibit annual gains, with purchase applications running 18% ahead of last year's pace. I think that we have seen that in the number of closings that we've had here at 6th Ave. We're seeing more contracts coming through than we did this time last year. So that makes complete sense on the national average versus what we're seeing in our micro market. Overall spending on residential construction in April came in a smidge below the revised March estimate, but spending on single families, though also off a bit for the month, were only 2.2% lower than a year ago. So we're still seeing good numbers. Good jobs, great markets. The S&P 500 soared to 6,000 in the wake of a better than expected May jobs report, along with news the president's top trade reps will meet with Chinese in London today. As usual, all was not upbeat as the May ISM manufacturing index stayed in contraction territory, joined by the services index indicating a slowing economy. April trade deficit plunged to 61.6 billion. May saw 139,000 new jobs, while the unemployment rate at 4.2 stayed in the lowest 10% of readings back to 1948. Hourly earnings growth should keep consumer spending and the economy growing. We did see the rate decrease this week, so we'll hit that in just a minute. This week's forecast: mortgage applications, inflation, consumer sentiment. We'll check the MBA applications index to see whether purchase applications keep coming in ahead of last year. The economists expect inflation to continue to moderate in May, as measured by the CPI. They're also forecasting that the preliminary June reading for the University of Michigan consumer sentiment will hold northward, a welcome sign for the economy. Since this came out on Monday, I've seen 3 reports that consumer sentiment has improved even week over week. So the consumer sentiment is going up quicker than what even this can measure on a week-to-week basis. I saw 3 reports yesterday that from 3 different sources that nationwide and especially in Texas, it has gone up. So those are very good things for you to be talking about with your buyer clients. Here's rate watch. March the 12th, we were at 6.81. Last week, we were almost at 7. This week, we've dropped back to 6.93 on the 30-year fix. The FHA is still down at 6.43. So it's still, those are fine. Every client that I'm talking to, a buyer client, I'm saying 6 to 7 is fine. It's totally fine. Let's just move forward, marry the house, take the rent. All right. Yep. You back?
Thank you.
Fine. This is all in the follow-up too, and brokerage announcements. It's right there. You can take the picture.
Like, right now, I'm sending the client.
Okay.
Just settles.
Business tip of the week. Give yourself positive inputs every day. Maintain a vision of the best version of yourself, what you and your clients deserve. Confidence, resilience, and an unwavering belief in your values should be non-negotiable. Excuse me, I'm still fighting my cold. Did you know a new survey revealed a growing number of millennials are planning to buy a home, and soon? April, 23% of millennial respondents said they intend to buy a home in the next 6 months, which is up 15% since last September. So these are great numbers for you guys to be passing along to all of your clients. I know when we get into the market update and I'm talking about the CPI and all of those things that they talk about, it doesn't affect us on a day-to-day basis, but we also need to be aware of the things that are influencing the things we talk about every day. So when we're talking about inflation, we're talking about consumer sentiment, we're talking about the mortgage rates, obviously, but then we're talking about mortgage applications. As the mortgage applications ramp up, that's when you need to be talking to your buyer clients saying, hey, I'm watching the Mortgage Bankers Association applications come in week over week. We talk about that in my brokerage. Now is the time. If we're going to do something, if you want to get a deal, now is the time. We've got plenty of inventory. Inventory is up $698 billion in inventory across the United States. Crazy numbers with 1 million listings. So yes, I'm listing more. I don't know if you guys are listing more. We're going to talk about that in the seller's Google Doc weekly follow-up coming up, but I want to give you some ammunition for how to talk to those people. All right. We're going to talk today about creating a real estate business plan.
Why did I laugh? Because my business plan goes like this.
Okay, well, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Make mine on poster board.
On poster board, okay, well, because it maybe on a whiteboard because it fluctuates, but we're going to talk just on a very high level and then kind of dive in slightly on each of these topics. Treat your career like a small business, which it is a small business. A real estate business plan will keep you focused on your goals and provide a roadmap to measure your progress. Key elements to include are your vision and goals. Who does vision boards? Oh, look at you. I've always wanted to do one. I never
You should
done
do one. I just did it on Pinterest. It's actually kind of cool.
Okay.
Like it lets you flip and do everything virtually and then it's all good.
Okay.
On Pinterest or Canva? And she just teach that class. Oh. Okay. Yeah.
Define what success looks like this year. For example, set clear targets for the number of transactions you want to close or the income level you aim to achieve. So I put an example here of something that I do in Referral Maker in the CRM is I look at how much money I want to make. I have made different amounts of money over the years, and then I measured how much the taxes were on each one of those. So I've got it pinpointed where I need to make money to where I'm not paying the higher tax rate. So I know exactly how much that is, and I'm able to go in and say, okay, if I want to make that much money, and my average sales price is this, which I keep track of what my average sales price is, how many of these size houses do I need to sell to hit that number? My number is somewhere between 25 and 30 closings a year for me, the money that I want to make. So I set my goal at 25. If I hit 25, I had a really good year. That's where I feel like I have hit my vision and I've hit my goals. If you guys didn't do the visual your class,
Vision Day.
the vision, we call it journal, vision journal. That was a great class and it's on video. You can go back and watch the YouTube of that class. We still have some of the vision journals here.
I'll do it with you. If you want someone to do it with you, it's an accountability. I will totally do that.
Oh. So for instance, if you want to make $100,000 and your average sales price is $300,000 at 3% mid compensation, you'll need to set a goal of closing 11 homes to achieve your goal. If you're tracking your referrals and leads, you should know how many referrals to leads you need to generate to get one sale. So I know from my experience that it takes me 4 leads to generate one sale. So for me to generate 11 homes, I need to generate 44 leads. Make sense?
Yeah.
It's just a really nice, simple way for you to track and think about, okay, here's what I need to be doing. I need to be generating 44 leads for the year. How do I generate 44 leads? I'm going to help you. Next, we're going to talk about your target audience. Identify the demographic and geographic segments you'll serve. For instance, focus on first-time home buyers, luxury properties, or a specific neighborhood. Now, the questions that you ask yourself are, what do you have a passion for? What do you enjoy doing? Do you enjoy listening, or do you enjoy helping buyers? Do you enjoy first-time buyers, or do you enjoy investors? Or do you enjoy experienced buyers, somebody that is moving every 3 to 4 years? Those are the things that you can go and look for those type of people. When you start concentrating on them, okay, Brian Buffini has a thing that we talk about in 100 Days to Greatness, the reticular activator part of your brain. It's an actual function of your brain. And if you go and you buy a brand new Tesla and you drive that car off the lot, or if you're just thinking about buying a particular car, Honda, Toyota, whatever, as you drive down the road, your brain will automatically sync. You ever seen that happen? That's the reticular activator. So once you start thinking in terms of the reticular activator for you, who do I want to focus on? You will see them. The same thing happens to your clients when you're asking for a referral. And I make a phone call or an email or a text and I say, hey, happy birthday, just thinking about you today. All of a sudden, I've put myself in their brain for the day and they're at work and the people go next to them. They say, yeah, we're thinking about selling our house. And they stand up and say, you should call Brian. That's the same way. It's called the reticular activator. So that's, what do you have a passion for? Start thinking in terms of those people and how you can reach those people. It will affect how you do your social media posts, because then you can specifically do a video of you talking about first-time home buyers or experienced buyers or people in Parker County. You can start narrowing it down, because when you start talking about, I want to market to everybody in the Metroplex, I want to sell houses in Forney. Okay, well, Maria Gonzalez sells a lot of homes in Forney, but she also sells homes in Weatherford. So she has a wide market. I don't. I work from Keller basically to Central South Fort Worth. I don't do a lot in Benbrook. I don't do a lot in Weatherford, but I'm about to have a listing in Weatherford. By the way, it's barely Weatherford. It's barely.
Where is it?
Beale Station,
Oh, it's right on my house.
Rocky Ridge,
Right on my house.
right on the main
How
street.
convenient for you.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I couldn't help you, anything.
There you go. The next question you ask is, do you have expertise with a niche segment? Have you done a lot of mobile homes, manufactured homes? It's great that you have that experience. You should be talking about that experience, how you're able to help those people. Now, if you're like me and you know that manufactured homes can be a pain in the rumpus, you may not want to talk about that, but you can talk about your condo experience or your townhome experience or whatever it is. Those are the things that you should be talking about to the people in your audience. Are you really familiar with a specific area or city? You ladies are experts in Mansfield, correct?
Okay. Oh, I feel like,
Well, I mean,
yes, we are.
it's so you should be talking about those things. You know, like a couple of weeks ago when we did things you should know, when we talked about the manufacturer or the building that's coming. They're doing Mansfield.
Oh, the river. The river.
Yes,
Oh,
Yeah,
or the entertainment by the district.
there you go.
Yeah.
Those are things that you should be doing while they're still building and be talking about those things. That places you as an expert in the eyes of the buyers that you're trying to market to. And tagging the right people makes a big difference on Facebook. Tagging the neighborhood that you're listing a home in. If they've got an HOA, tagging that HOA is a huge way. And the school district. I found that tagging the school district because somebody will go on and search for Fort Worth ISD, or they'll talk about a specific school. Go and find that school's tag and tag that. That's a great way to get people out there. Lead generation strategies. So outline how you'll attract and convert leads, such as through online marketing, open houses, or networking events. I still think I'm still seeing numbers on open houses that they are going to be better than what they have been. It's going to be market dependent, micro market dependent. But in certain areas, open houses are going to work and you're going to get buyers. When somebody gets on the open house channel on Slack and asks for one, if you've got nothing going for 2 hours on a Saturday, what's the worst thing that can happen? You go sit at a house for 2 hours? That's
That's when I talk about just doing it for social media content. I mean.
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only, I mean, really, that's the best thing to put out there in your sphere that I look what I'm doing.
Mhm.
I'm doing that, I do it for you. I mean, that's one of the main reasons we do it.
Absolutely. And if you're a newish agent,
Quick reminder on that. If you do that, send it to me.
and social media
Put it on
channel.
the social media channel. I
Yes.
haven't had any social media channel videos in like 2 weeks.
What's up?
I would love it, love it, love it. If you send us any selfie videos, it's like water to my soul.
There you go. From the owner. So yes, please do the social media channel, but open houses are going to be great. If you're a newish agent and you don't have a bunch of people that you're working with, highly recommend the open houses. Highly recommend it. It's a great way for you to get your name in front of people and to get up and actually be talking the talk, having the conversations.
Did you see Jen's message on Slack yesterday about having people in other
Mhm.
brokerages?
We responded, did you?
Oh, I did not.
Yeah.
I still find their response is pretty vague. It's kind of like.
It's,
What did
Jason,
Jason say about it?
Jason,
He said no, no.
he said it's, you have to have some commission because they're really representing somebody else. And it's a broker to broker thing. It gets a little freaky there. I don't know how to settle it. They haven't given us any kind of guidance on it.
Well, I think that's a good topic to bring up, honestly, with listings sitting more or whatever, is to set up proper expectations of open houses, because, it's only like a 7% chance that open house is going to. So I think setting up your sellers realistically for a couple of open houses is probably should be on your checklist. Like, not every weekend.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I have a seller that was like, well, can you guarantee me that 10 people will come to the open house? I'm like,
I wish.
I wish.
That's when you call all of us.
Yeah, I need my friends to come by.
I would like overpriced. These words need to be clean.
Sorry to get you off track.
No, you're not getting off track. I was actually going back. It's in the Jen's thread. I tagged it.
Tear it down.
But yes, it's just from the attorney, it's gray water.
Got it.
That's the best way I can describe it. Okay. So lead generation strategies. Don't spend your whole day on one generator. Time block segments. And then I've got some more stuff we're going to go into here. So we're going to talk a little bit about what a day planner looks like for a realtor. I've gone through this before. I did a whole class on it, an hour class on this. So this is going to be very quick. We're going to just hit this very lightly. Always start with personal and professional end results. So ask yourself, what are my real estate goals today? Schedule the time to produce the results. Do the important stuff first. Avoid time wasters, which social media will kill you. Do everything in blocks of time. And then 5, put it on the calendar. So you guys have seen my calendar. I've showed it to you before. I live and die by my calendar. If it's not on there, it doesn't exist. So if you asked me to do something and I forgot, it's because I didn't put it on my calendar. That's bottom line.
I will say, Mariah and I have started meeting up here again at 9 o'clock on Mondays. Just
Okay.
everybody wants to get some work done.
9 o'clock on Mondays. Have you
I know
blocked it?
it's, huh?
Is it blocked or you just meeting in the
We're
main
just
room?
meeting wherever. I know it's inconvenient. That's part of the point.
Okay.
Like, make the time.
Well, here is a sample planner for a day for a realtor. So 6 to 7, wake up, gym and nutrition, must start waking up. 7 to 8, morning routine, get ready, do prayer, meditation, visualization, audiobooks. 8 to 9, set up your objectives, calendar, your hot sheet, your market watch. And that's from 9 to 10, from 9 to 10:30, then it's appointment setting. This is where you're prospecting, doing phone calls, short social media. So you're really focused short social media here. From 10:30 to 11, take a walk, talk to the family, short social media, and that's for fun. That's when you can comment on somebody, like their post. 11 to 12, lunch and prep, do a podcast or watch an inspirational video. 12 to 4:30, this is where the meetings and listing presentations happen. So this is where, and if you don't have appointments, use this time to prospect. So and I'll talk about how much time you should spend doing this in just a second on the next slide. 4:30 to 5 is a daily wrap up. Write your goals for tomorrow. The most important one are the next two. Is 5 to 7 is home, dinner, family, and 7 to 10 is personal time. So what I did when I was a new agent is I spent all my time at night working on prospecting, working on getting my website done, working on documents, working on doing all the things that I should have been doing during the day when I was doing something else. And I neglected my family. If you don't schedule your family, you won't make time for them. Please put your family in your schedule. That's the way that our calendars are set up, so that Misty, if she wants some time, she wants to go date night, if she wants to have a movie, she'll put it in the calendar and I can't block over it. That's as simple.
Override.
Absolutely. And if you don't, and your husband, please be my guest. You can override his schedule. Just tell him Brian said it's okay.
He knows, Brad.
I know. And then sleep. I don't know about y'all, but 5 hours is plenty of sleep for me. So y'all need to just get out there with me. What?
I sleep for 9 and I still don't feel rested.
So Brian Buffini's Win the Day Theory. So this is something that we talk about in 100 Days to Greatness, and we also talk about it in Pathway to Mastery. So you need to prospect 2 hours a day, 4 days a week, 3 weeks of the month, and 8 months a year. So 2 hours per day, you win the day. If you can do that 4 days out of 7, so you do 8 hours of prospecting, you win the week. If you can do that 3 weeks a month, you win the month. And if you can do that 8 months of the year, you will win the year. If you prospect this much, you will be as busy as you possibly can imagine. 2 hours a day of prospecting. Focused prospecting, not death scrolling. Like I can get into Instagram.
Okay, so questions I have. I mean, which will probably sound silly coming from me, but it's okay. So let's talk about prospecting. Okay, let's talk about those activities. Like, I want to hear all the things that you do.
Okay, so you can prospect on Facebook.
Right, but okay, go ahead.
Well, my situation is quite different than probably what yours is, because I don't work new leads. I don't work anybody that calls me on Zillow, Realtor.com. I will not work a new lead. I will only work a past client or a referral directly from a past client.
Okay, yeah, so pretty much the same, yeah.
Okay, so for me, prospecting looks like me reaching out to my sphere. How am I going to do that? What do I do? I work on birthday cards. I work on getting birthday cards planned months in advance. I have Misty is addressing cards today for July, August, and September. And then I sit down and spend a whole afternoon writing. That's prospecting, because I'm sending out something that's a personal to somebody else. Working on your mailing list, working on the emailer that you're going to send to everybody, working on, if you're just working with past clients, you have to focus all of your energy on them. If you're working for the general public, well, then what does that look like? It's an Instagram post. It's an open house. It's working on getting magnets for your car, or working on your signs, or working on doing. I'm not a cold call fan. I've never been like they call it bulldog calling. I've got a script. If you want a bulldog call, it's intense, but it takes all of your time to bulldog call someone. And it's not fun, and it's usually no. But how fun is it when you can get a warm lead from somebody that you already know? That's the easiest way, because if you're talking to your sphere of influence, maybe the first thing you need to do is to identify your sphere of influence. Sit down and say, here are all the people that I know, which is what we teach in 100 Days to Greatness. Here's 100 people that I know.
And okay, so you do cross, like your mailers, you send out 300?
200.
200?
Mhm.
And that's your 200 advocate clients?
200 aides.
Right, okay.
And I actually just signed up. July will be the first month that Buffini is going to do all of it.
What do you mean by all of it?
I've been having my assistant Jackie, she's been doing it for 10 years. And every month she gets the things from Buffini, she trifolds everything, prints out the letter, stamps the envelope, and then takes it to the post office for me. And I pay her to do that.
Right.
I just let her go, and Buffini is going to handle all of that, and they're going to brand all of my stuff personally. Sorry?
Did you fire Jackie?
Well, I didn't fire her.
I'm kidding.
She has another job.
There's also Scribeless is a service that I use where it'll write handwritten letters for you and mail them for you, and you can upload like your own custom stuff. And you can literally send like custom scripts. Like I have a document where I have like 10 scripts, and then I'll just change the name, and it'll, that's just, it'll literally use like this robot handwriter.
Really?
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's cool. So,
Like for storytelling, I would have a list of 100 businesses I want to work with, and I would send them for things in the mail and letters. And I get immediately, use Scribeless, I'll like trigger send this letter.
Scribe list.
Scribeless.
Scribeless.
Scribeless.co. I'll drop it in Slack.
No, I just like to hear how other people prospect.
And I have some really cool.
And I think Patty and I probably prospect a lot of the same.
I still subscribe to the 39 touches a year.
Oh, I thought it was 36.
Well,
So you do, like, you do the 12 mailers.
and 12 emails that go along with the
12
mailer.
emails.
That's 24. So
Okay.
now I only have 15 touches.
So you
one's
got
a
like
birthday
your-
card,
Okay,
one's a text on their birthday.
Right.
Sometimes I'll get an email. Then I also usually make a phone call to them at some point during the year.
right,
I also will send a text just sometimes because I'm thinking, oh,
yeah. Or you see something.
Yeah.
Like that's like something that I do, and I know Holly kind of does it too. Like I make notes in my phone. It's like at night I'll be scrolling through Facebook, like my 7 to 10. Well, really, I'm lying. I'm pretty on TikTok, but I'm scrolling through. So like I'll make notes like, oh, so and so's kid got a scholarship to
Huge.
Carleton, and then I'll put it. I text myself, and then the next day I'm like, hey, oh my gosh, amazing.
that's great.
So
That's a personal touch. And being involved in somebody's life is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's just to say congratulations or sorry your dog passed or whatever the case may be, those personal touches is what makes this work. Absolutely.
I'll say like just a text is great, but sometimes I'll do like a video, and a video just feels so disruptive when you're like, hey, I just saw this cool thing, congrats on your son, congrats on like,
Yeah.
If you make someone just like a video thing and text it to them, it just feels even
Right.
more, it removes the barrier.
Right.
If you ever-
My kids are doing that now. They don't text anymore. They
Like,
talk. They
voice
talk.
talk.
Yeah, and I'll sit there and listen to her, and I'm like, what are you watching? And she goes, oh, my friend was just telling me about their day. And I was
Please
like,
don't send me an unsolicited list. I
what?
will not.
I have.
No,
I'm just
I
think
love-
it's-
I mean, I
think
love
it's
it, but I hate
interesting
it.
that we're still over here
That's
texting,
good.
and they're like, yeah, we're not busy for that.
I feel like so old fashioned, like you can just call.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, but I don't want any response from you. I just want to tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like one-sided.
But
I know.
and if you ever get stuck and you're not seeing any results, I encourage you to go right back to the listing challenge and send the unsolicited CMAs.
I got a really, I can't say it generated anything, maybe.
You get responses. You're
But I
in
did, I
people's
got good
inbox.
responses.
Yeah.
And lots of like people referred to like insurance agents and things like that. If they wanted to,
Well, I did 40 this year in January and February. I did 40 CMAs and I've got 4 listings coming from it. So
I got
it
trifecta.
works. Now, and not all the time. Last year,
I would say last year, what's your year to year, what's your,
well, this is only the second year I've done it.
okay.
So last year I got one listing out of it, but this year I've been talking to some people that from last year and that took them a year to get ready. And so when I sent them the CMA this year, they're like, oh, well, that's better numbers. Hey, come talk to us. And I've got 2 going on market front.
Well, I would say a lot of mine, I had to change up because the numbers were not amazing. Actually lost value, and I was like, well, I don't really want to send them that as a negative. So, I mean, I did it more for property taxes and things like that. I mean, that's kind of what I would spin it off of, but yeah.
But then, I don't know, maybe the negatives though, if you're having the negative equity problem, that's a great reason for them to protest.
It's a great reason to protest,
Yeah,
absolutely.
well, that's what I spun it,
Yeah.
hey, I saw this, we had a correction last year, needed a correction, blah, blah, blah. I didn't do my normal letter that I did, I changed it up.
And I mean, for me, if I'm sending somebody negative, I'm gonna text them and say, hey, I'm sending you something. It's the video call of, hey, I'm sending you something in the mail, and I send the same email to everybody that I'm sending that week because it's snowing one day when I sent it, and I didn't want people next week to see it snowing when I'm sending a video. So I change the video every week and just send 5 people a week, and then I would send 1 video to 5 people. So it's the same thing. But then if it was negative, a great time to text that person and say, hey, you may notice that your value is a little bit different than it was last year. Let's talk about this. And then go into the reasons why. Gives you another touch. I mean, that's part of it, part of getting there. All right, I've got 10 minutes left. Let me hit this last slide here. So the last thing is the financial plan. Setting a budget for marketing, technology, education, ensuring you account for expenses like licensing fees and continuing education courses. So normal expenses, and everybody, I've already been on the Greater Fort Worth, and I already know the people that don't have auto pay set up. And so if you haven't paid your Greater Fort Worth dues, they're coming due at the end of the month.
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to a lot of people. There's 40 of us. There's 40 people that are that they didn't get auto drafted when they did the auto draft. So, but the Greater Fort Worth Metrotex dues, how much money do you set aside for marketing your listings, listing packets, getting things printed, online buyer marketing, 6 ad dues? Those are all things that are normally part of what you need to pay for. Well, wouldn't it be great if you had that money already set aside? So this is my system that I have used for probably 15 years. And this is the percentages that I put back. So if I get paid $9,000, I leave 20% back. Now my effective tax rate after all deductions is not 20%. So at the end of the year, I get a bonus. That's the way it works in my brain because I'm setting back 20%. And then as a small business owner, you should be paying quarterly. If you're not, you should, because it's costing you money if you don't. You should be making a payment to the IRS once a quarter, at the end of the quarter. That money I set aside on every closing. So when it comes time for me to send that payment to the IRS, I don't sweat it. I've got the money. I've already got it set aside. Then my personal stuff is about 40%. That's what I make. Now, these numbers vary from time to time, depending on what's needed. If we have a big vacation coming up, sometimes I'll take 50% out of this closing because I'm going to Mexico. And by the way, I'm going to Mexico. How much the business, that $1,350 right there, 15%, that's where everything else gets paid. That's where my business runs. I keep all of that money for all of those things on the left-hand side there. Anytime I have a business expense, I have a credit card from that account, and I just pay for it on the credit card. It's a business expense. It's right off, every bit of it. So putting that money aside, then your savings and your charity. That's how you should be functioning and thinking in terms. My best friend was the guitar player in my band, my rock band that I played in for 30 years, and he was constantly having to borrow from Peter to pay back. He was terrible at money management. Awful. He would come to me once every 6 months and say, hey, can I borrow $1,000 just so I can get through? And I'm like, yes, you can borrow $1,000. It took me years to pay you back. Years. I finally sent him this in a spreadsheet. And I said, if you will do this, this will fix you. Finally did it. It took him a year and a half to get fully caught up. Now he has money in the bank. This system works. Brian McVinney has a different one that he uses. I'm not opposed to his system at all. This is the one that really works for me. What? Say it.
I just like, because you talk about looking at, I thought you were gonna coin yours saying clarity.
That was one time I
I know,
said
but
that.
I really liked it.
Yeah, when you
Clarity
need
is
something,
explained.
when you need something explained, you need some clarity.
I love it. I think we should coin that right on that.
Jenna Seal has raised a hand. Please, Jenna, come on.
So are you saying in this that are you saying in this that your business expenses outside of taxes and what you pay yourself is only 15%?
My business expenses, yes, setting aside 15% from every closing, I can accumulate enough money to pay for all the things on that list on the left-hand side.
Wow. Okay. Mine doesn't
What-
fit 15%.
How much do you think that your business expenses are?
I don't know that I have a percent, but I know, well, it depends on if it's a listing or a buyer. And then there's the bigger issues, like I bought all new signs this year, or I don't know what else would pop up, like how much I had to spend on marketing, boosting out posts for sales. There's just different things that seem to fluctuate. Can't think of it all right now, but I'm like, man, I need to look and see what my percentage, like how far off I am, because maybe I'm spending too much.
Well,
Yeah,
but
I
it may be
all
different.
my listing packets one year, and that was a big expense that was added into there. I didn't really think about, does it fit? I just pay for it and just keep going. So
Well, it could be, and it's going to vary, I mean, from person to person. And it can vary from season to season too, I think. Because if you've got a big business expense, well, if you have to borrow from yourself to pay for, like your listing packet, what'd your listing packet cost?
Lord.
How much?
Well, it depends on how many. I think I bought 30 of those little booklets, and I want to say it was, $600 or $800, and then another $1,500 probably this year on signs. And I don't know. I can't think of everything right now, but I just know that I'm constantly like, I pay for .loop, I pay for whatever I pay to you guys, whatever I pay per transaction. I mean, just my transaction costs per sale.
Right. Well, and this is the money after, like, that $9,000. I just gave you just a big balloon kind of picture of this. And just as an example, I would take, like, if this was my thing, my income would actually be less than that, because I'm going to pay my transaction costs before I ever do any divination.
So that's good to know that what you're factoring on is actually.
Yeah. So like if you've got a transaction fee and transaction costs, let's just say that you get a referral and you got to pay 30%. That's taken out way before we get to this number.
Okay.
This is how much my check is from the title company. How much do I get? That's where I start.
Okay.
Hope that makes sense.
No, it does.
Angela, you asked a question a minute ago about the rechat. I'll check with Jimmy on that. I haven't heard anything on the rechat email stuff in a while. I don't know. Oh, I missed all this. Sorry, Angela. Both Angelas. Here's nothing you know via rechat. Is that still happening? Apologies. Already mentioned. I don't know anything about it, so I'll ask Jimmy. Sent 2 minutes for property tax protests in my neighborhood only. Put their emails in my home value alert to rechat. I can see them open emails every month from me. They click around on houses for sale in the neighborhood. That's a fantastic idea, Angela. That's a great idea to see how people are doing. I'm going to hit something similar to that in the 11 o'clock hour, the seller Google Doc follow-up, weekly follow-up. So I'll show you something that I do there. Excuse me. Thank you guys for bearing with me in my cough this morning. Hope I don't cough on you. Well, she's right here,
It's
Okay.
just on me.
Yes, ma'am.
I really have a question. I don't know that we've talked to you about it. So bear with it. We, of course, I had a partnership and we kind of dropped the ball and then we rekindled our partnership with Carter Blood Care to do a blood drive. So we've been chatting with the guy that does this area and we can do one at the office. Maybe sometime in July or we can maybe push to August. I was kind of thinking about doing maybe another real estate office, kind of create the battle of the something, but anyways, we've done blood
Battle
drives
of
for
the
really,
blood.
yeah, battle of the blood. I don't want to say blood, but
I don't donate.
but I just want to see if y'all thought that one. I always think it's a great cause. I mean, it's kind of near and dear to my heart for different reasons, I'm sure. But it's a great cause, a great charity. They're super easy events to put on because Carter basically does everything for you. You kind of go do your marketing, show up. Your biggest expectation of us is just to get people here that will do it.
They want like 20 people.
Yeah.
To make it worth.
Yeah.
The
Good time.
being here and everything, yeah.
20 people?
And then I'm just thinking like, just between our agents, if we could get at least 10 of us to do it and then get 5 people in the community.
And you get blood types when you're there.
I don't know. What
Yeah.
type.
Angela, go ahead.
Hey, Tasha, could we do it at like a school so we can get teachers and students, like at a high school?
I mean, we probably could.
That would-
We've done it with the cities before, like, city, yeah, we've done it with the city of Decatur, we've done it with the city of Hudson Oaks and things like that. It's just, I don't know, I just think it's a good way of giving back. It's easy, there's not a lot of expectations, there's a lot of money.
Social media.
It is good social media. And I'm gonna kind of be cheesy, but, it's kind of one of those charities that, it doesn't really matter what you have, how much money you have, when you need blood, you need blood.
Yeah, do it. I mean, I would say from a marketing standpoint for your brand, I would do it here versus school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A school that becomes the school blood drive.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Here,
yeah, and
they
we,
get the bus out here. and
yeah,
bring
we've
people
already
inside.
kind of got it mapped out here to do it here, and,
Do it.
they thought about doing another real estate brokerage, like that, all that, but I think I'm just gonna ask New American Funding, which is my brother's company, which is right here on the summit, maybe that they can put a bus over there, and we can put a bus over here, and it kind of be like a partnership between us, and I have not discussed that with them. He'll do it. But I just think it's great PR, just
Yeah.
great to give back something that,
And I think it's usually during the day, right?
Yeah.
it'll probably be 10 to 2.
Good.
And I mean, are there people that will give blood?
I think if you do it on a Wednesday, we could just include it as part of a meeting too.
Yeah.
If you did it from,
Yeah,
Like town hall, because a lot of people are
the only
gonna-
thing is you can't have alcohol.
Yeah, you can't do it town hall, be it too.
that's the only way I'm giving blood.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
Okay, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the video off for this meeting. If you want to join the 11 o'clock meeting, if you're online, you'll need to sign off and then sign back on to the calendar event that's on the calendar for the 11 o'clock hour, because that way I have to keep a separate video for that. But that's it for this week. Thank you all for coming. Google review from, do that please, and watch Slack this afternoon. I'll get all the links up.
Got a few trickle in while we're sitting here.
Can you check and see if I did it? I feel like I did mine in like,
Yeah, I think I saw it.
They're there, like, mine